Hey guys, welcome back to Wilder Archery. This week I want to talk to you about the STAN SOLEX Series releases and also the STAN Onnex Series releases. But first, don't forget, Free Fletch February. It's ending in a couple days. Guys have been coming in, bringing us a bunch of arrows. What you can do is bring in 6 arrows you're currently shooting. We'll talk about your setup, figure out what broadhead and what vane combination might work the best for you. We'll fletch 6 arrows for free, let you go try them. Let's see if we can get those groups a little bit tighter, get your broadheads flying a little bit straighter. So come in before it ends, end of the month here, end of February. So get that marked in, get your arrows in here. But back to the releases. So Stan Zalowski, very popular release aid for us, is one of our top sellers. And these guys offer a lot of great options, a lot of great SKUs to look at. So what's getting more and more popular for bow hunters is a handheld release. We see more and more guys going to this each and every season. And what I love about the Stan and why I think this is one of my favorite series of releases that's ever come out is the amount of options they give you. So right here, I'm holding the STAN Onnex Clicker. Joel Turner with Shot IQ helped develop this style release with Stan Zalowski. It's been one of our top sellers. And what this release does is as you get back and you start to squeeze, you're going to hear a click. And the release hasn't fired at that point. You just know the shot's feeling good. Everything is setting consistent. The pin's on the target. You can squeeze a little bit more, it's going to fire. Guys that have come in and demoed and shot these absolutely love them. These still are flying off the shelf for us. What these releases give you, though, is a lot of customization compared to other release models on the market. So what you can get with this one is out of the box, it's going to come with a 3-finger attachment here. And this 3-finger attachment, I can actually pivot and change the angle of the release. Some guys like it more straight. Some guys like more of a swept back kind of a feel. So it comes with this fully adjustable. It also is going to come with a 4-finger attachment in the box. There's some guys that try the 4-finger. They just feel a little bit more comfortable, like they have more control of the release. They don't feel like it's going to slip out of their hands as easily. And then back here on the back side, you have a barrel, which your thumb's going to sit on, and a post. So in the box, when you purchase one of these, it's going to have 2 different lengths of the post and 2 different barrel sizes. And there's 2 screws on the back that I can fully change the angle of this release. So depending on your shooting style, your hand size, these releases are fully customizable to you to fit your hand to make sure they're just the most comfortable release you've ever shot. We actually have a sample kit from Stan. They've sent us this sample kit. And with this, it gives us every single size of release they make. So not only can you customize the angle, the 3 to 4 finger, the barrels, the post, but they make different sizes to fit your hands as well. So, we have a small all the way up to a 2XL option. So before you come in and purchase one, you can come in, put your hands on these, feel what it feels like. We even have this little wood handle here that you can kind of feel what it's going to be like once you get back to anchor to make sure you feel really comfortable with it. So great series of release from Stan. The Solex Clicker is the one we started with, but I wanted to talk to you about their other options as well. And depending on what you're trying to accomplish, and maybe your shooting style or preference, they're going to give you 4 different options in this style release. So the Solex Clicker here has been very popular. It's a thumb-activated style release aid. They also offer us just a standard thumb. For guys that don't like the click, but they like the feel of the thumb button, they don't like to press down and get the shot to break, they make a standard thumb. They also make a hinge release. I'm a big fan of a hinge. I've hunted with a hinge a lot for the last couple seasons. It's been kind of my go-to. What kind of transitioned me into that is I got a hinge release for target archery. I shot so many arrows through it, felt so confident and comfortable. I started taking it into the field, and I've shot several animals with my hinge. And then last but not least, Stan Zalowski makes a release called a Resistance. And a lot of guys are confused in how the Resistance release aid works. But a Resistance release aid forces you to pull through the shot to get the release to fire. In my opinion, it's one of the best training tools money can buy for guys that are not setting up proper in their body structure and they're trying to work on the fundamentals of shot execution. That Resistance release is one of my all-time favorites. I highly, highly recommend them. So what I liked about the Stan for me is I can find the size that I want, customize the fit, but then I can go from a thumb click, a hinge, and a Resistance, and the frame and everything on the release stays the exact same. So once I get my draw length and my peep sight set, I can switch between all the models or releases. Everything feels the same for me. And so depending on if I start shooting what I call weak or a soft shot on target, the first thing I do is like to break out my resistance release aid. It forces me to get back in that proper form, set up the proper way in the bow, use the right back muscles, and it really strengthens those stabilizer muscles really quickly. But then once my shot development process is good, my execution's good, depending on what I'm doing, whether it's tournament archery or hunting, I have other release options I can look at from Stan. Um, so come check these out. If you guys want, bring your bow down to the shop. We'll set some of these up. We'll let you try them back in the range. And that's the best way to really get a feel of something that if you're going to like it. And I do tell guys, going from most guys that started off with a wrist strap or an index style release like this, and then switch over to a handheld, that switch for most guys isn't the very quick and easy. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to develop a new shot process and get a feel for it. So, but if you guys want, bring your bow down. We'll set some of these up, get them customized to fit and feel to you, let you go try them in the range, make sure it's something you like. And then with the STAN series too, this has been one of our best-selling index releases from Stan Solek. This is called the Solex, and they just came out with a brand new one this year called the Solex Clicker. Man, these things are flying off the shelf. So if you guys are wanting one, come in, grab one because they're going fast. But what I have absolutely loved about the Solex, if I was going to go back to a wrist strap or an index release, this would be one of my top choices. Small, compact, incredibly good feel on the trigger. But what this release gives me that a lot of other models do not is the ability to not only adjust the tension, but I would also adjust the travel. It's very easy to adjust with an Allen key. So for me personally, I like a release with a little bit heavier trigger pull and a little bit more travel. I like to feel myself engage into the shot and feel the trigger as the shot goes to break. But there's other guys that are the opposite of that like a really light hair trigger. So what we love about these is they're fully customizable to your shooting preference, whether you want them to be stiff and heavy like myself or really light and fast, fully adjustable. They make this in a nylon connection rope like this one I'm holding here, and they also make with a solid bar connection. As far as that goes, that's a lot of personal preference. You can come in and try both, see which one you prefer. I'm a nylon guy. This is my personal preference here, but great little release aid. So if you guys are thinking about upgrading and wanting to get a new release this year, now's the time, especially if you're going to go switch from an index to a thumb. Give yourself plenty of time to get a lot of reps in, start practicing with it, getting comfortable with it. So don't wait till June, July, August to make those big switches, because we want you to go into the field every year with 110% confidence in your setup. And that starts now. The hunts are going to get here before you know it. And so if you guys are thinking about upgrading, wanting to try something new, come in, check out the Stan Solek series releases. They've got releases to fit almost everyone's budget, shooting style, and personal preference. So come in and check them out.